We've got a little bit longer on a Saturday morning, so that just gives us a little bit more time to meditate. Few more, another 5-10 minutes. So just take it very easy. The meditation we're going to do first of all is a body scan in this session. Then at 9 o'clock we'll do a loving kindness meditation. So you're welcome to join us for that as well, or not. But in this session, we'll do a body scan, a body awareness meditation. And the main thing about this is to be really comfortable. So if you're in bed, you can stay in bed, or you can lie on top of the bed, lie on the floor. It's quite good to do it lying down, actually. But also you could sit in a chair or on a cushion, or a meditation stool like I am. And the main thing about body awareness meditation, well, actually the main thing about all meditation is if we can, we really need to be in touch with our bodies. As human beings, we go around manically, frantically in our lives, in our heads, don't we? Thinking, and we kind of ignore our bodies till they hurt. So the whole point of mindfulness, well, one of the major points of mindfulness is to be in touch with the body. Because if we're in touch with the body, we're in touch with something more than our thoughts. We're in touch with the impermanence of life, with the fact that things are changing all the time. And we don't really like that intuitively, but it's a fact of life. And if we can just attune ourselves to this constant flow of life, it just makes things more real for us, because we know that things aren't going to last. And it slows down time a little bit. If we can be in the present moment, experiencing change, experiencing our body sensations, and the things that are going on for us in the body, then it grounds us. It makes us more in touch with the way things are, rather than dashing off in our minds into the future, into the past, and getting caught up in worry and all that kind of thing. So that's why being in the body is important, and we do it in all meditations. It's an intrinsic part of every meditation, but this particular meditation is a way of practicing it. So I'll stop there and we'll get on with the meditation. So as I said before, just be comfortable wherever you are, lying or sitting, and as much as you can, just relaxing the mind, relaxing the body. Sometimes helps to take a few deep breaths. Fill the lungs, just hold the breath for a second or two, and then breathe out and completely empty the lungs. And do that 2 or 3 times. And just noticing what it feels like to be here right now, lying or sitting. Can you notice the weight of your body? Just let whatever you're sitting or lying on to hold it. you can just let go. Just allow your body weight to be held. Noticing contact with the floor, through your feet if you're sitting, the whole of your back if you're lying. And just allowing yourself to feel in touch with the earth. Even if you're on a bed or something, the bed is supported by the earth. So in a way, the earth is still supporting you. And if you've just joined us, we're doing the body awareness meditation. We're just settling in at the moment. So we can notice that every time we breathe in, the shoulders rise. And every time we breathe out, the shoulders relax and seem to drop a little. So on each out breath, we can just allow any tightness or tensions to drop away as the shoulders drop. It's almost as if on the in-breath we're breathing in energy, breathing in white light. We're breathing in the kindness of the universe. And on each out-breath, we're letting go of tension, tightness, and just relaxing mentally and physically on each out-breath. And relaxing a little more on the next out-breath. And a little more. Bringing our awareness to the breath in the upper body. The chest rising and falling as we breathe in and breathe out. If you've got any tightness in the chest, don't try and ignore it or push it away. Just turn towards it with a sense of kindness. That applies to any uncomfortable feelings or sensations. Just being kind to any tightness or pain, showering it with love. Following the rhythm of the breathing in the chest. Getting in touch with the feelings of the breathing inside the body. And getting getting as deeply absorbed in this as you are able. Just letting go into the sensations of the breath in the upper body. So now we're going to take a trip around the body. Going to explore the somatic feelings, the bodily feelings, the sensations in the body, as much as we can. If you can't feel what I'm talking about at any time, then that's fine. You don't need to worry about that. Just staying open to whatever you might feel as well as what you can feel. So we begin with the shoulders. Big bony parts of the body. Can you feel your way into them? You might find a delicate tingling, a sense of solidity. Maybe a warmth. If you can't find those things or any of them, some of them, just notice what you can find. And sometimes we have an achiness in the shoulders, and if we do, just having a sense of acceptance and kindness to it. Our tendency is to push away pain, and that makes it worse. And moving up to the lower neck, maybe a tightness here sometimes. Just acknowledging it with kindness. And if it is a little tight, you could try moving your head backwards and forwards till you find a balance, a comfortable balance. And just relaxing. Moving up the back of the head to the scalp, on the crown of the head. Can you feel that? Just a very subtle tightness as the skin stretches over the skull. I'm just describing what I can feel. You might feel even more things or different things. You get a sense of the boniness of the top of the head as well, maybe. Moving forward again to the forehead. And it's interesting that we tend to walk around and go through the day with a frown on this forehead of ours. Maybe not that we are frowning, but we do hold it in a particular way. So just letting any creases in the forehead drop out. Just allowing the forehead to relax. Letting go of any tension there. There, how does that feel? Does that feel better? The same with the face. We hold our face in certain ways as we go about in the world. So we don't need to do that here. So just letting the muscles in the face relax, allowing the skin to sag. Just relaxing the face. Keeping the forehead relaxed. And allowing the eyes to be soft behind the eyelids. Not holding them in a particular way either. Letting the jaw drop open very slightly and the tongue resting in the mouth. Moving down the throat. Maybe swallowing just to notice it more. We don't notice our throat very much unless it hurts us. Then we notice it a lot. And back to the shoulders. Now we're going to go down the back of the body, beginning with the upper back. What can you feel in the upper back? Can you feel it moving as you breathe? Rising and falling. Also on the sides as well, the sides of the rib cage. Expanding and contracting. Rising and falling. In our back we have the spine, this vital part of our body, our neural pathway, running from our hips right up to into our head, into our skull. Now I don't know whether you can feel any of that. I think this is a real challenge for me as well. You might be able to feel the spine. Or some sense of the spine. We can certainly feel the muscles all over the back, keeping us upright. And we might have some aches as well in the back. We don't like to ache. We don't like pain very much, quite understandably. So we have a tendency to push pain and achiness away. and this puts us in conflict with it. So if we have any achiness or pain, it's really good just to turn towards it with kindness. Just notice it's there and pour loving kindness on it. Not trying to get rid of it, not trying to ignore it, just being with the pain or the tension with a sense of kindness. This is completely counterintuitive. But if we can do this, the pain and the aches tend to moderate and be less troublesome. And that's because when we push them away, we're actually increasing the pain in our minds in some way. We're fighting with the pain, and that makes the pain worse. So just being a friend to any discomfort is really helpful. And just noticing when the body feels good as well, and enjoying that. So we're at the lower back now. How does that feel? And moving into the hips, big bony structures, which we don't notice again when everything's going well. But if there's pain, we definitely notice our hips and the muscles around the hips. So can you get a sense of the hips even if there is no discomfort there? As I hope there isn't. Just maybe a vague sense, if anything, of these bony bits of the body. And we're going to move down the back of the legs now. Well, we'll start with the bottom, actually, logically. We're sitting or lying. You can feel your bottom touching the seat or the floor or the bed. And beneath the fleshy part of our bum is the sitting bones, one on each side. And you might feel them because they're pressing onto whatever you're lying on. Probably more difficult if you're lying on the bed. But if you're sitting on a seat, you'll certainly be using your sitting bones. They're almost the focal point of each side of your bum in terms of feeling. So we will move down the legs now. The upper leg at the back. This is the hamstrings. It's a big, big muscle group. Lots of energy packed into our hamstrings. Probably fairly relaxed if you're, however you're sitting or lying, they're not being made to work. Can you feel your way into them? You might feel some tingling. Moving down to the back of the knee. Can you feel anything there? And the calf muscles in the lower leg. Another quite big bunch of muscles. You might feel a tightness there, slight tightness, or just a sense of energy, tingling. Down to the ankle, another bony bit. Again, not easy to feel into unless we twist it or hurt our ankle. But there is feeling there if we really look. Quite subtle. And the heel of the foot. What can you feel in the heel of the foot? And moving now to the sole of the foot, really bringing our awareness to bear, focusing on the sensations in the sole of the foot. There's a whole load of activity here. Can you feel it? Massive tingling. And if you can't, that's okay. Just be open to feeling it. Just let's linger a little while on the sole of the foot and just relaxing, allowing the feelings to emerge fully. A lot of tingling in the foot, in the sole. Energy tingling away. You might feel a sense of warmth or cold. If you're sitting, contact with the floor. There's a real aliveness about the sole of the foot. Just really allowing yourself to be absorbed in these feelings, if you can feel them. And if not, just staying open. Moving around to the toes now. Might need to wiggle your toes a bit just to make contact. You might feel the big toe more easily. The other toes may be more difficult. If you're wearing socks, you'll be able to notice the material around the toes. And the top of the foot. What can you feel there? Maybe you can feel any clothing brushing against the skin, and more tingling probably. And we're going to move up the front of the legs now, beginning with the bottom part of the leg, the big bony structure of the shin, and as much as you can sensing that. Not easy. If you can't, don't worry. You might feel any clothing against it, or if you've got bare legs, then you might feel the air brushing the skin. Just noticing whatever you might feel. Moving up to the knee, what can you feel there? I can feel a slight achiness because I've been kneeling, sitting on my meditation stool and kneeling. It's a little bit of pressure on my knee. You might feel quite relaxed in the knee. And like all bony bits, it's not too easy to feel your way into it. But that's okay, just noticing what you can. Moving up to the upper leg, the quadriceps, more big muscle groups here. And if you're kneeling or sitting, there's probably a slight tension here. The muscles have been stretched a little. When we first start sitting on a meditation stool or a cushion, or even sitting cross-legged, we find that it takes our muscles a little time to adapt to sitting in one particular posture that we're not used to. But they do adapt. Moving up now to the belly. What can you feel in the belly? So we often feel lots of different things in the belly. It's a rich source of feelings, both pleasant feelings and unpleasant feelings. So we sometimes experience tightness, heaviness, what we call butterflies, churning, all sorts of things. And our mind turns these sensations, pleasant or unpleasant, into emotions. So a heaviness could become stress, or a churning anxiety, or fear, or excitement. Often the feelings can be both positive or negative depending on our mental states. So again, if we want to let the emotion go, we just turn toward the feeling in the body with kindness. Try to relax the mind and be with the sensations in the body, even if they're a bit unpleasant. Just showering them with kindness. And this applies to the abdomen as well. These are very tender areas. So what are you feeling there now in the belly and the abdomen? Are the feelings pleasant or unpleasant? And whatever they are, just accepting them as feelings. Without getting caught up in them, just being kind to them. And the same in the chest area. We often feel a tightness here if we're stressed or angry. Just turning towards that sensation with kindness. So always being kind to whatever we're feeling in the body, even if it's uncomfortable. It's just our body telling us something, and it needs to be heard. So finally moving down the arms, the upper arms. What can you feel there? The elbows, and the lower arms. And just moving in and focusing on the wrist area as much as you can. You might be able to feel your pulse. If you can't, that's all right, but just Just opening up to the possibility. Moving into the hands, the back of the hands. Can you feel the tingling in the back of the hands? Warmth, aliveness. And the same in the palm of the hands. Maybe a slight dampness as well. And the fingers. Can you feel the energy in the fingers? Lots and lots of tingling. Can you sense that? Even if it's only to a limited extent, can you feel the tingling in the fingers, particularly the fingertips? Just concentrate on one hand if you're finding it difficult. And now broadening out our awareness to the whole of our being. Just experiencing the whole complete sensation of being you. This living, energetic, tingling body, full of activity, constantly changing, constantly renewing itself. And for the last few moments, just sitting with our experience of the whole of our being. I'm going to ring the bell in a few moments to bring the meditation to an end. And when I do, just taking your time to open your eyes and move your body, being gentle with yourself.